Dropkick by JMG Sound and United Plugins is a specialist tool to shape kick drums. This is marketed for electronic bass drums, and let's throw that limitation right out of the window. It works great on all modern kicks. If you need to split the revenue of your releases with multiple collaborators, DistroKit has splits. This enables you to, very simply, split the revenue you make. Add as many collaborators for a release you want and decide how much of the cake they get in percentages. On top of that, you can set recoupments as well, so if you agree on a fixed fee instead of royalties, this is the way to do that. Get 7% off of your first year with DistroKit by using the link in the description. Here are 4 different kick microphones which recorded the same kick drum. There are differences. And here's Dropkick, and I use the same settings for every instance. The latter 3 sound very similar with some slight differences, while the first sounds different, but has the same character in the attack. I am very impressed by the ability of Dropkick to transform a rather dull sounding bass drum into a big kick of doom. To get this sound or any other, Dropkick offers a bunch of controls with cryptic naming. Fire reshapes the low end, adds harmonics to that and adds saturation to the mids and highs. This one applies over-the-top compression, which is upward and downward compression. In other words, it slams the dynamics. Snap increases transients and punch. Clean cleans up muddiness and low end based on an ideal curve. Damp removes high frequency content but keeps the transient. It's a sort of depleting. Trim is a gate and envelope shaper for the sustain. On the next kick there's a pretty loud and long sustain. The trim setting doesn't work well with this one. Keep that in mind when you have longer samples with lots of amplitude in the tail. You want to stay up to date on the latest new cool plugins, so make sure to subscribe. And leave a like, that will give you 666 karma points. The big two dials of Dropkick do some interesting shaping. The first offsets the low end with a selectable number of filters. This shapes the transient and lowers peak volume. The warp dial shifts the low frequency in time. The lower the frequency, the bigger the shift. It will give some cool pitch down effects depending on the number of bands and frequency. This second big dial will add a very small resonance peak boost, the thing you normally want to add for a nice low end. And you can enable a high pass filter as well to clean up the sublows, with 4 variations which basically add some extra thickness. Let's do a before and after again with 5 different mics on 2 kicks. Let's start with no processing. And here's Dropkick, same settings for all 5. I do miss a dry-wet mix control. Let me demonstrate with a duplicate kick why it would be a good addition. This clean kick adds some nice punch, and they do blend perfectly. I really hope a mix dial will be added in a future update. Dropkick is one of those specialist tools which is basically a no-brainer if you want quick and fast results. If you're in that type of modern and thick kick drum sounds, make sure to give Dropkick a spin.